how are you? I hope that you're all doing great. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you're new, hi, welcome. It's Vince here. I am a biomedical scientist currently doing a PhD on cancer research, and meanwhile I perform this PhD, I try to help people to live a healthy life according to their values. So I focus on the topics anti-cancer lifestyle, womb health, keto diet, and self-love. And you will hear me speaking about these topics on this channel. And also, I try to show a little bit of my journey towards creating my own healthy dream life, just for you to see, you know, a person, real situation trying to achieve it. Anyway, so in this video I want to officially welcome you to my new YouTube series, which is a coffee talk with Finoula. So there's a video before this one, but because it was more of a test video and asking you guys if you liked it or not, I don't think it was like the official welcome. I think this video is the official welcome to this YouTube series. So I hope you like it, enjoy, and give me your opinion about it. So as the name says, it's time for a coffee. So if you don't have your drink for this video, I suggest you to pause it, get your drink, come back and get ready for a chat with me. Also, in today's video we're going to be talking about planning 2022, and I have my iPad here because I want to make sure that I don't miss any of the notes that I have written for you. So we're going to talk a lot, and I just want to tell you to feel free to grab a paper or your phone, your iPad, whatever you have that you like to take notes, and pause the video at any time. Also, if you are currently ready for the 2022 year plan, feel free to pause the video if you want to do the practices that I'm going to tell you as you watch the video. The reason why I'm doing this video is because it's very important to create a plan and a system when you want to create your dream life. Whether or not it's healthy or not, hopefully it's healthy, but you always need a plan and a system. It doesn't have to be detailed, like planned to every single detail, but just enough so that you have your journey and your path created and you know in which direction you have to go to achieve the life that you want. In order to do a proper planning, it is very important to have a clear vision of what it is that you want, of the goals, the habits, the life that you want to live. You need to have a clear vision. If you haven't done this step, then go and do that step and then come back to this video, because it is very important that you know what you want, and in order to be able to plan your year. So I would suggest you watching Reset Your Life Before 2022, and also the video about what you can do about 2022 right now, because in those videos I really focus on trying to find out what it is that you want to do a reflection, to do a reevaluation, and just to have a clear vision of how you see yourself in the future. My personal advice is to watch as many videos as you can, or read articles or read posts about this topic, because every single person is different. So maybe not every single thing that I do is going to be good for you, or you're not going to feel related to it. So I always say this in my videos: do not copy every single thing that me or other people do in other videos. You need to pick the things that you feel related to or that you think it could work. And also, if there's something that you have never tried and you don't know whether or not it would work, just test it, see how it feels, and see it for yourself. Also, my partner is cooking, so if you hear any background noises, that's him. Now, another thing that I want to say, for those of you that have to work on having the clear vision, and for those of you also that are about to plan your year, is not to get demotivated from those people that are already living their lives that they want, or that are already in the phase of planning. And I just want to say a few things. First of all, it is never too late to plan your life and to start working on the life that you want. And second of all, I also want to say that it's still the beginning of the year, so relax, breathe in, and let's get to it. Now, one last thing that I don't think I mentioned in my previous videos, something that helps to have a clear vision is to create a vision board. So I am not going to dig in deep into this topic on this video, but if you would like me to explain the scientific background behind it, let me know and I will make a video about it. But it is very nice to have a vision board about the themes that you want to achieve. And why this is useful, just in a summary, if you use this vision board and put it in a place where you're going to see it very often, you're going to train your brain into thinking you actually can achieve that, and you're going to increase your motivation and the belief in yourself that you can do it. So me, for instance, what I do is that I have it as a wallpaper in my iPad and also in my laptop, so that whenever I open my iPad or my computer, whenever I'm going to work, I see that and I remain looking at it for a few moments and thinking on those things that I want to achieve, and I'm just slowly, you know, training my brain into believing that I can do it. Okay, so there's actually a reason on why I have uploaded this video now and not at the beginning of January. And the reason for this is because sometimes, well, sometimes no, but not the majority of the time, I find January, like, it is a moment of taking action, yes, because it's the new year, but also I feel like it's a moment of readjusting. So in my case, I always have to readjust to where I live, you know. I have to readjust to the fact of being far away from my family again. I have to get used to, again, to the movement, you know, of get up, work, come back and keep on with your life. And also something new that happened to me this year is that I was moving apartments and getting new furniture and getting the furniture together. So there was already a lot happening in January already, so I didn't want to get overwhelmed by the fact that I like planning. I like to do my massive plan and, you know, like put every single goal in the month that I want to achieve it. All those things that we're going to talk about right now. So just because, and I'm pretty sure that you also went through some things in January, so just because there was already a lot happening in January, and these things that I already mentioned, they are take action steps. So it's really not like you're not doing anything about your life if you had a similar situation to what I just described. But yeah, that is the reason why I decided to wait a little bit and be more calm, you know, in my surroundings to do this video the right way. Okay, so let's get ready. I'm just going to show you what I do and use in order to do my 2022 year planning. And as I mentioned before, watch as many videos as you can and seek as many advices as you can and tools, and then pick the ones that work best for you. And because this is your planning, so you should have the best tools for you. Okay, so the first thing and my first advice is for you to get your planner. Here maybe you want to think if you want to get your planner digital or in paper, as you know, always. I was before a girl that would use all the time like a paper planner, but since I don't want to waste too much paper, and also I kind of redo my plannings quite a lot, mainly my daily plannings, I redo them, so I don't want to like tear off the paper or just have a messy design, so I prefer digital. This way I can save paper, and you know, whenever I erase or whatever, it's okay and it's not messy and the design is good and nice. Just use the one that you prefer, to be honest, and the one that you feel more comfortable. And so for my planning, I use three themes. First of all, I use the 2022 Artist of Life workbook from Lavender. I don't know if you know her, but she gives such amazing advices when it comes to reflection, thinking of your goals, designing your life, visioning your future self. I learned from her the exercise comparing your current self from your future self to see what path was the right one for you. I don't know, I just really like her way. So as you can imagine, this planner, it's not exactly a planner, but this workbook that I got from her, it's mainly for the goal of reflecting on every single month of how I'm feeling, of what happened, and how I can improve if I'm in the right path. So I think it's really, really important when planning your year to have something like this, so that you can see your progress and development and really see what you can change or improve. Then the next thing that I have is my Everything Digital Planner. So this is like a planner, and is from Lucy. Her Instagram is Creating with Lucy. So everything that I'm mentioning, I will leave it linked down below just in case you want to check it out. So this is where I plan my month, my week, and my day. So like everything that I have to do, it's on this planner. And also I create on this planner templates that help me track my health and the goals that I want to achieve for 2022. So this is something that is very important, to have a planner that is really going to help you achieve your 2022 goals. And then finally Notion. If you're watching from previous videos, you know that I use Notion to plan other things, but not like date based, but more like the content, taking notes, what things I want to do, my brain dump, my life reset, my weekly reset, and all those kind of things, my PhD work, the progress of my experiments, everything that I'm learning, it goes in there. Whenever I want to create a YouTube video, it's there. So you see, these three things really help me to have like an organized life, and I think it's really useful. But of course you should just try the tools and see which work for you the best. So the second advice is to select a theme for the new year, and this I also learned from Lavender, and I find it really, really useful, because when you select the theme for the new year, this helps you to see what goals or what things you need to do in order to achieve that. For example, my theme for this year is truthful. That's my theme for 2022. Truthful. I want to be truthful to myself. I want to be truthful to my values. I want to put myself first. I want to put my happiness first. I want to put my needs first. And the reason why I went with this theme is because last year I didn't do this. Last year I started the year very well and I had several goals that I wanted to achieve, but then this one big goal that I had, which was being successful on my PhD committee, just took control over everything. So the rest of the goals had no relevance anymore. My health was not important anymore. What I ate was not important. If I slept was not important. I was just completely focused and controlled by this big goal. And more of a goal achieving, it turned to fear and panic of not being successful. So I was all the time tired, burnout, I was stressed, I was anxious, I was in a panic mode the entire time. I couldn't concentrate well because I was all the time, what if this doesn't go well, what if? And this is just horrible, and I don't want to do this again to myself. So this year, as every year, I have another PhD committee coming, and I just don't want to lose myself and not be truthful to my values and just the way that I think I should be living, just because of this big meeting happening. So that's why the theme for 2022 is truthful. So this is just something that you can do. Give 2022 a theme, and after writing that theme, write the why and just give it a meaning. Okay, so once you have written down your theme and understood the why and the meaning behind it, you can think of what things you can do in order to accomplish that theme that you have written for this new year. And you will see that a set of goals will happen as you think of what things you can do. So if you're coming from the previous videos or other videos of, you know, Reset Your Life, what you can do about 2022 right now, you probably have already goals that you have, you know, decided that you want to work on from those videos, and you already have them written down. So what I do now is that those goals that I have from previously, I put them together with the new goals that I just saw that I want to do in order to accomplish my theme for the 2022 year, and I put them together and have all of them and see if this is something that I want to work with. So here is just to do a mini, small, tiny reevaluation of what you have written down and just see if you're happy with it or not. When it comes to goal planning, it is very important to create a system. So it's not enough, because a lot of people, I feel, every single year they get stuck at the same point. They create the goals, they create the New Year resolutions, and then they think they're done, they're happy, and it's magically gonna happen, and it's not. You need a system in order to achieve these goals. And if you're coming from the life reset video, you already heard me saying this. You need to create a system that you're gonna want to do it every single time, you know? In my opinion, the best way to do this is to create routines. And I don't know, if you have watched past videos of mine, you know that I'm totally in love with the fact of having a morning routine and a night routine. So the reason why I think routines are so important is because routines, in my opinion, morning and night routine, I always think there should be something that you do that brings you joy and calmness before work and before going to sleep. And these routines should have those themes. And what you can do is that you can incorporate practices or habits in these routines that are going to make you work on the goals that you want to achieve. So as an exercise, you can ask yourself, what would your ideal morning routine look like? What would your ideal night routine look like? So don't think in the one that you have now, but just think, if it could be possible, anything, what would your ideal morning routine and night routine be like? And what themes could you introduce to start working on the goals that you want to achieve? Now, when doing this, when writing down what would your ideal morning routine and your night routine be, write it in the present. And there's a reason for this. When you write this in the present, you're going to already start training your brain that you already have it and that you believe you can do that. Not only that, but you're going to increase your motivation and your willpower to do it. And another thing that I already mentioned, but I'm just gonna repeat it. Create a morning routine and a night routine that you want to go to, that just the fact of thinking about it makes you crave it, you know, like you're crazy to that moment of the day because you love what's going to happen. That is what you have to create. So I'm just going to read you for you to have a nice example what my ideal morning routine looks like, and it contains the practices for me to achieve some of the goals that I want to work on for this year. Every morning I get up early at around 5:30 a.m. I have my lemon water and my vitamins. After that, I have some coffee with some quiet time. I work on my business, but only on the parts that are fun and non-stressful, like creating designs or things that make me work on my creativity and activates my brain. Then I work out, I shower, and I do my skincare routine and go to work, to my PhD. So that is what my ideal morning routine looks like. And to be honest, right now I'm working on it and it's a process. I'm not waking up at 5:30 at the moment. It's more like 6:45, 7. I'm not having my lemon water, for example. I am having my vitamins. I am having my coffee with my quiet time. I am working on my creativity. I am not working out. And then I do my skincare routine. I go to my PhD work. So as you can see, I'm not currently doing every single thing, but I'm slowly taking the baby steps to creating it. So the thing is to go baby step and little by little, start with one thing and then start working on the other. So for me, I always say, if you want to wake up super early and work out, don't try both things at the same time, because if you have never done this, you're going to end up being really, really tired and giving up very, very easily. So for me, the first step is for you to get up early. Once you have gotten used to getting up early, then add the next one, you know, like working out. And then you try and see how long you need to do just those two until your body is used to that and you're happy with that. So if you remember what I mentioned before about being truthful to myself for 2022 year, for the 2022 year, you can see that this morning routine already had a lot of things that I want to accomplish as goals for this year, to be truthful. So another advice that I want to give you is that there is a scientific reason for the fact of creating a morning routine and a night routine, apart from, of course, having the time of the day to work on yourself and have some me time. But the morning routine should be something that gets you moving. So it should be a set of practices that tells your body it's ready to go. It's ready to wake up and go for the day. It's like, let's do this. It's a motivation. time, even though it can be, you know, a quiet moment for yourself. And then the night routine, the purpose of that is to tell your body to it's okay, the day has passed, you have worked, you have done an amazing job, never forget to tell that to yourself, and then it's time to ease down, calm, relax, and it's ready to go to bed. So those are the main you know, purposes behind the morning and the night routine. And then of course self-care and me time is very, very important. So my example as a night routine, just in case you want to be inspired, again, write it in the present tense to start, you know, training your brain. I read for a little bit, journal about my day, and do some reflection. I go to my yoga session and meditation. I have a shower and my night skincare routine. Then I chill and relax and have dinner with my partner and have a good quality sleep. Oh, I forgot to put I want to have a smoothie. Right, so it would be I have a smoothie because I want to incorporate the habit of having a smoothie after work. So it would be I have a smoothie and then I read for a little bit, journal about my day, and do some reflection, etc, etc. So as you can see, this night routine not only is going to help me relax, but it also has the practices for me to achieve the goals that I want, which is read a little bit, that's the new one. Then my yoga session is also another goal. Then the smoothie is a new one, as I said, and as you can see, good quality sleep. So now I feel like I'm sleeping quite well, but whenever I get stress and anxiety, I do not have a good quality sleep. Like, it's not enough just to sleep the hours that you have to sleep, but also the quality of the sleep is very important. So I'm just writing it to read it every day in the present tense, like I have a good quality sleep. I'm gonna test whether or not this works, because I'm really curious to see if I actually believe that I can have a good quality sleep. These routines are helping me to stay truthful to myself and my values, and to put myself first and my happiness first, and I really, really want to achieve them because they're very, very important for me. Now, for the rest of the goals, so the goals that are not, they're probably the goals that are not health based, because the morning and the night routines really have the practices to work on yourself, so I guess maybe you incorporated how you want to be healthy or not. So now the goals that are not related or cannot be incorporated into the morning and the night routines, we're going to work on this now. So for this, I did the same practice, so I also wrote them in the present tense, and this is very useful because it's actually going to make you be aware that you can work on this, even though it will probably be hard and it will probably happen that you want to give up thousands of times, but you just have to keep on working on that mindset and brain training that you can achieve it. So just to give you an example of what I'm referring to, in my case, I am successful with my experiments. I am being successful in my PhD committee meeting. I have the apartment decorated and organized the way my partner and I love. I am launching my programs. So here you can see that I have different goals. I have not read all my goals because if not, we're going to be here forever. But just for you to see what I'm referring to, so these practices are not really practices that I have incorporated in my morning and night routines. These goals, sorry, just go in during the work day. For example, like experiments and being successful in my PhD is work that I have to do during the day regarding my PhD. So yeah, so you can do this for every single goal that you want to accomplish for the 2022 year. And now another thing that I wanted to say, if you haven't done it already, is to take mini actions towards those goals that you want to achieve. So say for example, because I probably explained this, I don't know which video it was one of the two that I had mentioned previously, but when you have a big goal, I mentioned that it is good to go way deeper and see the why of that goal. Not only to see whether or not you truly want to achieve that goal, but also to help you see how you can achieve it. So for example, if you say, I want to eat a healthy diet, then you need to define what is healthy for you, right? So me, for instance, if I say I want to eat a healthy diet, that means doing my intermittent fasting and doing my keto diet. If you say you want to eat a healthy diet, then define healthy for you, define how many times a day you want to eat, define what foods are okay for you, and all those type of things. Then for example, if you say I want to do yoga, for example, that's my example, I want to do yoga, but I was in a state of my life where I didn't have the enough energy nor willpower to do it just because of the amount of stress that I have. So I took action towards that. I joined a yoga studio. You see what I mean? So it's like really, really small, tiny action steps that you can do in order to start making that goal a reality. And this also applies to, for example, this I took it actually yesterday, was my mini action step, which is it's regarding my fitness journey. So I want to be fit again, and I want to feel strong again. I don't feel that because I haven't worked out in, I don't remember when was the last time that I worked out. As I mentioned, focusing on the PhD committee, I just forgot about my entire values and my health. Because it has been so hard for me to decide how I want to be fit. I wanted to join CrossFit, but then I didn't want to because it was very far. Then I wanted to join the gym, but then I didn't want to because I didn't like what it offered. Anyway, I was not really happy with anything, so I decided I asked myself, and maybe you can do this, what is the easiest and fun way that right now I can achieve being fit again? So the easiest, it's at home workout. And fun, and something that is going to make me want to do it, is workouts with, I don't know if you know this YouTuber, she's called Lily Sabri, and I have done tons of workouts with her. I love the way she pushes you and to go further on, so I joined her app. It's called Lean Sabri, Lean with Sabri, and I'm just going to try it out for a month, see if I like it, how I feel, and then reevaluate and see if I make another decision or continue with her. Okay, so now it's important that you grab your planner. This is really up to you. I'm just going to give you a few advices, but I don't think you're going to find in any video how to plan the entire 2022 year. You just have to find it out in yourself and find your own process and your own time, and you know. So I'm just going to give you a few advices, but please always just do whatever it feels right to you. Okay, so here there are a few things that you can do. You can have a view at the entire 2022 year. You can start by four months, then the next 4 months, and then the next 4 months, or you could do it quarterly, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, or just monthly. So I know a lot of people do everything. I don't. So for instance, I visualize the entire year, but I'm going to tell you how. Not very detailed, because that creates the contrary effect. So instead of motivating me, it overwhelms me if I see an entire page just packed of things that I want to do. So I will tell you how I do it. So I do the, year at a glance. Then I focus on the first 3 months, and that's it. And then month by month. But I don't go further on. After these 3 months, I do the process again, the 3 months, and then again. So if you're liking this video, maybe this video is too long because it's the first time that I'm doing it, but if you like it, maybe you just tell me and leave it down below in the comments. So if you like it, maybe after these first 3 months have passed, we can do, another 3-month planning. So, okay, so let's start with year at a glance. So you have your entire calendar, 2022 calendar in front of you, and you're seeing all the months from January to December. So what I do here is write down every single event, meeting, project, deadline, anything that I know that is already created and that I know is happening. I write it down. And also I write down the birthdays of my closest friends that are living here in Brussels, and I mark that maybe that weekend there's a party happening. This is going to help you have a more clear vision of what's happening, and hence lead you to a more realistic plan. Because if you just plan your entire year and the things that you want to do and what goals you're going to be working on when, and then suddenly a plan happens, then you're delayed, you're demotivated, you don't want to continue or whatever. So I always try to put every single thing that I know is happening for sure on the calendar. So this is the only thing that I do of a year at a glance, maybe projects I want to work on, like maybe this month I'm writing very tiny, but just like very, not very packed. And then I go to my 3 months from January to February. Of course, in this case, January didn't happen in this plan. I did a mini planning, but just for that month, but not for, you know, the entire vision of January to March. So now here, apart from writing down all the dates, all the important deadlines, all the meetings, events, weddings, whatever it is that's happening, ladies, this one's for you. I write down when my period is coming. Just because my period cramps are the worst, and whenever I'm with my period, I am not at my best self. The pain gets me so dizzy and so fatigued that I cannot work. So of course there are some times that I have to work, like there are exceptions where I just have to work. So what I try to do when I know that my period is coming is leave the easiest tasks to those days. So like if I know that those days I have to work, I leave the easiest tasks to do. So this is just an advice for you if you have like a very hard period and it always gives you a hard time and you are in so much pain, then maybe trying doing this and trying to, even though if you have an irregular period and you don't know for sure when it's coming, just try to see more or less comparing with the other ones when you think it might come, just so you can have a better planning of your work and the tasks that you want to do. Okay, so here another thing that I think is really important, I know not everybody agrees, but I think it's really important, is to incorporate what days you're going to spend for yourself, to dedicate time for yourself, to do the times that you like, and I'm not saying commitments or like plans with friends as we were talking before, like meetings and weddings and all those kind of things, but like time for you, time for self-care. So normally I do self-care every single Sunday, but of course life happens, plans happen, sometimes it doesn't happen every single Sunday. So whenever I see that there is a month that is like really busy and I think that the Sundays are not gonna happen, I try to choose from that month one day that I know for sure that that day can be dedicated for my self-care and my me time and, you know, meditation and reflection and healing and all those good stuff. Now, once you have done this, the next step is to plan in which month you want to work on a specific goal. Whenever you have a goal, if you start working with all of them at once, you can, I'm not saying it will happen, but you could get overwhelmed and you could give up. So what is a good thing is to plan in which month you're going to work. And careful with this, because I have seen a lot of people doing this and I do not agree with that method. But whenever they plan their goal, they say, for example, by mid-March, I'm going to have the body of my dreams. By June, I'm going to have 1 million subscribers. So they write the result rather than the work. And what I want to say here is that I write the work, what I want to do that month to work on that goal, not on the result. Because if you write the result and then it doesn't happen, I feel like it's not the right way to do it, and also you can get very sad that you didn't do it, and also it could create a state of pressure that you don't want, because these goals that you're working on are goals that you want, right? They're going to make you happy, that are going to help you create the life that you want. So they shouldn't make you feel pressured just because you wrote a deadline for that goal. So for me, I don't know, maybe for you it works, but for me it doesn't work. I prefer to say in March I'm going to, so for example, I'm just going to use myself as an example. From January to March, my goal remains on working on my routines, baby steps, remains on working on my PhD committee, baby steps, and working on my apartment. Those are the 3 goals, but I haven't set a result and I haven't set a deadline. Then when these 3 months passes by, I see where the point I am at and see how I can continue working. So that's why I choose to work 3 months by 3 months, you know? And then, for example, what I wrote just as a reminder for the months from April to June is I wrote a star and I wrote evaluate if you can work on your program's goals during these 3 months and things like that. But I keep it like very chill, like we're working on our goals, but we're working little by little and at my own time and space. So yeah, the reason why I decided to plan 3 months by 3 months is because I have seen that it actually works for me, and because once these 3 months have finished, I can do an evaluation and see if the plan that I have actually carried out during 3 months works or not, or if it could be changed or improved for the next one. So this is why I prefer to do it like little by little rather than doing the entire year and jump into it. Also, I know that some people do the entire year plan and then little by little they go changing it as the days pass and, you know, as the months pass. So that's also a good idea. The only thing is that I get overwhelmed if I see the entire, you know, year 2022 completely planned and packed. Something that is very, very, very important to do rather than planning. It doesn't matter how much you plan and how long it takes you to plan. In order for you to accomplish your goals and to live the 2022 that you want, is to take action and to work on the things that you want. That's the key. That's what you have to do. It doesn't matter how many videos of planning 2022 you watch and how many times you replan, that if you don't take action and you don't start, then it's never going to happen. So something that really helps me to do this is to do my monthly, weekly, and daily planning. So like the tasks that I'm going to work today to working on to those goals. So for this, I'm going to show you my planner and the templates that I created to motivate me to work on these things, because I think this is like the most important thing. At least I know it's the thing that works for me. So I'm just going to show you. So I'm just going to show you January just because it's the one that is packed for you to have a clear idea. So in January, I just write, as I told you before, the meetings, deadlines, projects, events, whatever it is, and also what I want to work on that day ideally. Okay, so then I do a weekly plan just to have a clear vision of what I'm working on that week. So I write the goals of the week, what I think I might be working on those days, and then here is the first, you know, example for me to focus on my health. I created a template for me to focus on the goals that I want to accomplish. So here I have created a weekly wellness tracking. So I have the habits that I talked to you about written here, and in pink are the days that I have accomplished them, and in gray not accomplished. As you can see, it's a work in progress. Then I have my motivations and my measurements. In measurements, I just mean like my weight. I want to weigh myself just because I know I'm not in a healthy weight according to my age and height right now, but because it's quite personal, I didn't write anything there. So this is the template of my day. So what is the focus of my day? What are the things I want to work on? Normally this thing right here is more packed. Something that I try to do every day right now is to have a morning reflection of what I'm grateful for today and what can I do today to make today great. These are notes of things that I want to work on. And then this is my intention of the day. So I have a card deck with love affirmations, and every single morning, well, not every single morning, but I'm working that it happens for every single morning. I just mix them and then I pick one, and that's my intention for the day, and that's like my focus in my inner wellness. I have another template to track my fitness and my daily yoga. So I have things in my daily fitness like what I ate for breakfast. Normally I shouldn't have anything because I want to work on my fasting. Then what I ate for lunch, dinner, if I had snacks that day, the amount of water, if I did any workout, and I would like to write how I felt after the workout. And then for the daily yoga, I want to write the intention and how I felt before the class, and then how I felt after the practice. And then finally, I have this template working on the daily journal and the future journal. So the daily journal is to reflect on your day and to express what happened, how you feel, what made you smile that day, and what things you could have done better. That's the purpose of the daily journal. And finally, the future journal. So the future journal is like to visualize the life that you want to have, and also to train your brain and to increase your motivation into having it. And the purpose of your future journal, you should write it in the present as if you already have it. So I try to compare it to what happened today. So what would ideal Fincy in her ideal life have in the present, you know? So that's it. That is what I wanted to show you, and I think that you should create on your planner templates that are going to help you achieve your goals and, you know, make it fun and also make it trackable and see your progress and evaluation so that you can see and learn and be better. So I think that is key to make 2022 the life that you want. I think it's very, very important that by the end of the day, by the end of the week, by the end of the month, you do a reflection and you see what has happened, how you felt, good and bad, and from the bad, how you can learn from your mistakes and be better and improve for the next month, for the next day, for the next week, you know, and slowly create that path to the life that you want to live. So I think that's the way it should be. I don't know, maybe you have another opinion. I would be happy to read about it. So okay, I'm going to end the video here. I really hope it wasn't too much and too intense. I really hope that you liked it, and of course, if you have any comments, any suggestions, any experiences, or if you think anything of what I said you think it's a mistake, leave it down below in the comments. I will be happy to have a conversation with you guys. Wishing you the best for this 2022. Believe in yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.